Virginia Dirty Birds as they come to town. Each team winning over the last two nights. Game losing streak last night, but all that matters here tonight is this ball game here inside the Gas House. Folks still filing in here for the unoriginal Thirsty Thursday as, hey, $4 beers at a baseball game, people are going to come out. That's all I got to say. So they are here in the house tonight and trying to will their Gastonia Honey Hunters to a win here on this Thursday evening inside of Caramount Health Park. It's still going to be a balmy Thursday evening, that is for sure. Didn't do much in terms of helping out the temperature or the humidity did that rain. So we'll be looking at that, but the rain is at least supposed to have cleared out here for the remainder of the night, and that should allow us to see a good ball game here this evening. Mike Lennon alongside you here on the Honey Hunters Radio Network, and we talked about it last night, 14-7, the final in favor of your Honey Hunters. They started the game off with a 6-0 bottom of the first. Nobody scored again until the fifth when Charleston started to chip back into it. They put up 5 unanswered runs, but from the 6th inning to the 8th, the Honey Hunters ended up putting up 8 hits and 8 runs to take that 14-7 win. They tacked on 3 insurance runs in the bottom half of the 8th, but honestly, it was just all for good measure, as 15 hits overall on the night, 14 runs compared to 12 hits, 7 runs. Up top for the Charleston, West Virginia Dirty Birds, John Anderson, first start back from the inactive list. He got the win as he came out and pitched a really good one. 5 1/3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 strikeouts, but we talked about it. John Anderson's the guy that's going to go out there and get you to put the ball in play. His defense did a great job. Scratch the 2 errors. It really was because of the throwing the ball that was an issue last night. Very humid, very hot night, and the sweat getting the better of a baseball a time or two on both sides. That being said, a relatively clean played baseball game, and of course the bats really coming alive for the Honey Hunters early. Cooled off a bit through the middle innings, but the late innings is where they put it down and really sealed the deal here on this Wednesday night. Meanwhile, here tonight, looking at the rubber match and a win here tonight for the Gastonia Honey Hunters not only would keep pace, but a loss for High Point could boost them up to a 5-game lead. As you take a look at the standings, Gastonia comes in at 33-15 overall on the season. That is good enough for number 1 in the South Division, second best record in the Atlantic League so far this season. High Point 4 games back, Wild Health 8.5 back. 12 back are the Charleston, West Virginia Dirty Birds. I should say 13 back are the West Virginia Dirty Birds. Should say Charleston. They were the West Virginia Power. We'll stick with Charleston. Either way, Lexington 15.5 games back. Gastonia heads on the road tomorrow to Lexington for a 3-game set. Then they're right back here Tuesday through Thursday again against this very same Charleston team coming up next week. A little bit different lineup tonight, as we will get to that in just a little while. But like I said, it is a hot and balmy Thursday evening, but should be in for a good game. One note about tonight, though, folks, going to be a 7-inning ball game. That's right, not a full 9-inning game. Starting an hour later, trying to abbreviate it just a bit. So 7 innings is what they have on both sides to try to get a W here on this Thursday night of baseball on your Honey Hunters Radio Network. The starters, Randall Delgado and Walker Weichel. Walker Weichel making his first start of the season for Charleston, his 21st appearance. He's pitched 21 innings, 29 strikeouts for 23 hits and 14 earned runs. Should be a spot start for Walker Weichel. You may end up seeing it that when they get around to his spot come the 2nd or 3rd inning, they originally were going to go without the DH. They then moved it to a 7-inning game, so Zach Cohn will pop in to the 8th spot as the DH. So Walker Weichel getting a little bit more of a leash, if you will, of being able to go out there in a spot start. But I would be surprised to see him go more than 2 or 3 innings. Same thing for the Honey Hunters here this evening. Randall Delgado getting his 3rd start of the year, 11 2/3 innings pitched. He has a .77 ERA. The former Arizona Diamondback and Atlanta Brave will get the start here this evening. 10 strikeouts in 11 innings. Just a .209 opponent batting average against him. But once, like we just said, we'll see how long he actually ends up going tonight. Not sure what Goose Godso is going to try to do here in terms of playing that game. Either way, we should be in for a good one. We will take a break here on the Honey Hunters Radio Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here as we get you set for first pitch just about 9 minutes away here inside of Caramount Health Park on this unoriginal Thirsty Thursday. Come back and join us on WGNC, 1450 AM, 101 FM, home for your Honey Hunters here in 2022.
Since 1927, GSM Services has been the experts for providing services and finding solutions for issues such as heating and cooling, hot, cold, or drafty rooms, high utility bills, nasty crawl spaces, attic insulation, duct and dryer vent cleanings, indoor air quality, and much more. GSM Services, your one-stop shop for all comfort issues in your home. GSM offers 100% satisfaction guaranteed, and right now they're offering a free home energy audit. So if you're having any issues in your home or office, know that you can always trust leaving your comfort to GSM. Call 1-800-NEW-COOL or visit GSMsince1927.com to talk to someone about any comfort issues you're having in your home. GSM is a proud sponsor of your Gastonia Honey Hunters. Don't miss out on all the action at Caramont Health Park this summer. Get your tickets for every Honey Hunters home game by calling 704-874-1810 or log on to www.gohoneyhunters.com/tickets to reserve your spot this season. That number again, 704-874-1810. Gastonia Honey Hunters Baseball, 704-874-1810. Whether you're stuck in traffic after a long day at work or working through a 10-game road trip, nothing feels as good as being home. If you're looking to enter the marketplace as a buyer or a seller, Moss Realty has a proven history of results with professionals that operate in the highest spirit of ethical conduct. Let them work for you. Call 704-865-5555 and find out how Moss Realty gets it done. 704-865-5555, Moss Realty. The Gas House Bar and Grill is the place to find a broad palette of menu items that you won't find anywhere else at Caramont Health Park. Burgers? Got it. Pulled pork nachos? Check. How about jerk chicken sandwiches? We got that too. Oh, and fried plantains? Of course we do. The Gas House Bar and Grill is a world tour for the taste buds, nightly at Caramont Health Park. We'll see you at the Gas House Bar and Grill.
This is Sam Bordner of the Gastonia Honey Hunters, and you are listening to the Honey Hunters Radio Network.
Back here inside the Gas House on this Thursday night, getting you set for what is the series finale between your Gastonia Honey Hunters and the Charleston Dirty Birds. Here on a Thursday night, rain rolling through earlier. It is a definite humid night, that is for sure, but the crowd continuing to file in here for the unoriginal Thirsty Thursday, and more importantly, to watch their first place Gastonia Honey Hunters trying to continue that on here in 2022. An offensive explosion last night for the Honey Hunters as they came away with 15 hits, 14 runs, 6 in the first inning alone. They ended up putting up 8 over their final 3 at-bats to pull away for good after Charleston cut it back to a one-run deficit in the top half of the 6th inning. But in the bottom of the 6th, Gastonia matched it with 2. They added 3 in the 7th, 3 in the 8th, and the 2 runs that were scored by Charleston over their final 2 at-bats were all for naught. And Gastonia took the win. John Anderson got the W on the night, his first game back off the inactive list. Of course, the story last night in game for Marcus Walden, who was supposed to be the starting pitcher tonight for your Honey Hunters. He ended up getting picked up by the Milwaukee Brewers organization. Just another example of how good this pitching staff has been all season long and what they've been able to do in terms of getting these players up to the next level. Spencer Bivens, Deck McGuire, and now, of course, Marcus Walden heading back to a major league organization as he heads on to AAA Nashville here, and we wish him the best of luck. But tonight, Randall Delgado, a former major leaguer in and of his own right, will get the start tonight for your Honey Hunters with a .77 ERA and 11 2/3 innings pitched. He has started 2 other games this season, but he has been kind of that opener, if you will, something that, of course, the Tampa Bay Rays kind of started to coin that phrase over these last 5 or 6 years in the major leagues. Well, that is what we should see tonight, really, from both starters, as Walker Weichel on the other side for Charleston making a spot start. A 6 ERA, his first start of the season, 21 innings pitched, 29 strikeouts, a big, tall, right-handed pitcher. He's got some live stuff, and so he's been able to pick some good strikeout numbers up, but so is Randall Delgado. Delgado about a strikeout an inning so far here this season, just 5 walks allowed, and he's allowed just 9 hits and only 1 earned run on the season, a .209 batting average against him. Guzgazzo going to ride the tall right-handed pitcher and see if he can't get a few innings out of him. Randall Delgado, of course, seeing Major League action back in 2018 with the Arizona Diamondbacks, as he started was an undrafted free agent with the Atlanta Braves, got traded over to Arizona, spent a couple of years in the majors between 2013 and 2018. Last season, he was down in Panama and the Dominican Republic as he comes back up north here for the 2022 season, the age of 32, and pitching some of his best baseball in a couple of seasons. So, of course, Guzgazzo and Reggie Harris, pitching coach for your Gastonia Honey Hunters, going to try to ride that out here in an abbreviated 7-inning game on this Thursday night, starting an hour later than usual. Both these teams have a long road trip tomorrow. Charleston heading back for a 3-game set this weekend with High Point. Meanwhile, your Honey Hunters will be on the road out in Lexington, about a 6.5-hour drive that'll take place tomorrow morning. So trying to get a game in, get an official game in, but more or less kind of rest some of these guys up because they got a long weekend ahead of them. But that is the grueling nature of a 132-game schedule, and they are fully in the throes of that. 18 games left in the first half, and Gastonia trying to clinch the first half in the South Division. Let's take a look at your starting lineups for both sides. We'll start with the visiting Charleston Dirty Birds, as Nick Heath, the former Arizona Diamondback himself, former teammate of Randall Delgado, will lead things off. He signed with the team back on Tuesday. He's 1 for 7 in the series so far. He will lead things off atop the lineup against the right-handed pitcher. Connor Justice up in the 2 spot tonight, hitting .301. He's out at shortstop. Nick Longy having the best season out of any Charleston Dirty Bird so far this year. .326 average with 46 hits, 10 doubles, 9 home runs. He'll bat third out at first. Alfredo Gonzalez behind the plate tonight. Angel Beltre out in left field. He'll bat fifth, Diego Goris in the 6th spot out at second base. Bertram will be out at third base again tonight. He'll bat 7th. Zach Cohn, a late addition to the lineup. Originally, they weren't going to have a DH, but with a 7-inning game, they will go with the DH and Zach Cohn. He will bat 8th. And Angel Garcade will get the start out in right field and bat 9th. First start he has had so far in this 3-game series. Let's pause for the national anthem. We'll talk about your Honey Hunters lineup when we get back here on the Gastonia Honey Hunters Radio Network for 2022. WGNC 1450 AM, 101 FM. We're back right after this with baseball coming your way just around the corner.
GSM Services helps people live better through improved comfort, health, and energy efficiency. GSM Services provides high-quality home and commercial improvement services. They offer services for heating and cooling, energy audits, duct and dryer vent cleaning, attic insulation, crawl space solutions, generators, commercial roofing, and HVAC, indoor air cleaning products, and much, much more. GSM has been taking care of their customers' comfort since 1927. This unmatched experience has led them to build reliable processes to serve you and offer guidance to help you choose the right options for your home and business comfort needs. Call 1-800-NEW-COOL or visit GSMSince1927.com to talk to someone about the comfort issues you have in your home. GSM is a proud sponsor of your Gastonia Honey Hunters. Call 1-800-NEW-COOL or visit GSMSince1927.com. Go Honey Hunters! What could be better this summer than a Honey Hunters baseball season? The crack of the bat, the pop of the mitt, the smell of fresh cut. Hey guys, stop. We have turf here at the ballpark. Let's try this again. The smell of fresh cut. Domino's Pizza. Sold nightly here at Caramont Health Park. The Gastonia Honey Hunters and Domino's Pizza. A winning combination.
Being first. the beginning of the line. So many people work so hard to be number one. But at Caramont Health, you don't have to struggle to be first. We prioritize you. Our award-winning teams use advanced treatments to serve you. We deliver the compassion and quality you deserve, always growing, building, and innovating for your care, your health, your life. Caramont Health. Care first.
If coming to a Honey Hunters game is good, then coming to a game as a group is better. If you're a school, church, or civic organization looking for a great time together, call 704-874-1810 and ask about a group package. The number again is 704-874-1810. Ask about our picnic options that include hot dogs, sliders, and pulled pork. 704-874-1810. Honey Hunters Baseball. Better with friends.
Back here inside Caramount Health Park as it's time for first pitch between your Gastonia Honey Hunters and the Charleston Dirty Birds in this rubber match game to see who will take this series. Gastonia looking to try to take it for the second straight week against this Charleston Dirty Birds team on a Tuesday through Thursday series. As Delgado will take the mound, he will throw to Alex Holderbach. Let's go through the lineup here for your Gastonia Honey Hunters as we take a look around the field. We'll start in the outfield. Luis Castro will flip out from first base out to left field tonight. Hit an absolute bomb in his final at-bat. He will get the start. Out in left field, out in center, Jake Skoll back in the lineup tonight. And then Reese Hampton, the star of last night, 4 for 5 with 2 RBIs, 3 runs scored. He will be out in right field getting the start here this evening. Left to right in the infield, Raider Ascanio, Jack Reinheimer, Joseph Rosa, and Emmanuel Tapia. On the mound, Randall Delgado, and he'll be throwing to Alex Holderbach, who will get the start behind the dish for Game 3 of this 3-game series. Stuart Levy getting the night off. He's played a good past couple of games behind the plate, but in a very warm last couple of days, always want to give a guy a day off if you can. Luckily for Goose Gotso, he's got a bit of riches behind the plate so far this season, so Alex Holderbach will step right in and pick up where Stuart Levy led off. First pitch coming your way. First pitch from Delgado is a swinging strike one as we are underway. Nick Heath leading it off. He's hitting 1 for 7 so far. Spent the first half of his season up in AAA Reno for the Arizona Diamondbacks. And ended up getting released and picked up by the Charleston Dirty Birds back on Tuesday. And he is 1 for 7 in the series, 1 for 7 on the season. As it is a 0-2 count, took the second strike. Here comes an 0-2 from Delgado. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and Delgado, with his 11th strikeout of the year, strikes out his former teammate with the Arizona Diamondbacks in Nick Heath. And we're underway here on this Thursday night. Connor Justice will step up, a 301 hitter with 34 hits. Didn't start back on Tuesday, got the start last night, had an infield single, but didn't leave the infield all night in all 4 plate appearances. And in fact, grounded over to the third baseman 3 of his 4 at-bats. So Raider Ascanio ready to go down that left field line. First pitch swinging there, a huge rip that time by Justice on the 91-mile-an-hour fastball by Delgado. Now, Delgado has an interesting release as a right-handed pitcher. Kind of an awkward leaning back, has the arm really raised high in an odd eye angle to try to pick up if you're a hitter. Does not let you see the ball until it comes across his right shoulder as he holds it just below, but it's well out from his body. It's an interesting delivery, so if you ever get a chance to watch the YouTube of what I'm talking about, go ahead and tune over to that and check it out. But either way, we welcome you in here to WGNC. Mike Glenn alongside you here on this Thursday night. 7-inning game with the late start as we are underway just past 7:15 here on this Thursday night. 0-2 count again here for Delgado. Leaves that one upstairs, ball 1. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here to the number 2 hitter in Connor Justice. One and 2 set to come home to Justice, but Delgado steps off. I think he might have fallen off of the mound as he smiles to his catcher, Alex Holderbach. 5th round pick out by the Los Angeles Angels back in 2016 out of Georgia Institute of Technology is Connor Justice. Plays a heck of a shortstop. He's shown off his defensive prowess so far last night, despite going 1 for 4 at the plate. He had a couple of web gems yesterday evening. Spent last season bouncing between AAA and AA for the Miami Marlins organization. 2-2 the count now after 2 straight balls here from Delgado. Both these starters in Delgado and Walker Weichel swung on and missed as that is actually, they'll say, foul tipped into the dirt. And so Holderbach will get a new ball out to his pitcher in Delgado. It'll remain a 2-2 count. But both these pitchers haven't really gone long in starts. In fact, Walker Weichel has yet to start a game. 20 appearances. This will be his first start of the season. So a bit of a spot start for Weichel. We'll see if he goes maybe 2-3 innings, depending on, of course, how he's pitching. The 2-2 misses out and away 3-2. Delgado so far missing out and away to a couple of hitters so far in the first 2 hitters he's faced. Several of those pitches, though, out and away in the left-handed batter's box. Full count pitcher to the number 2 hitter in Connor Justice. Popped up just over the infield as Joseph Rosa will backpedal into the grass, but instead he'll get called off by Reese Hampton. Had a better play on the ball, and Hampton takes it in for out number 2. Always like to see a right fielder come in and call you off on a play like that. Always easier to run in on a ball than it is to backpedal. And that's why that is a infielder's best friend of not having to go after that baseball and make the play on it. If you got some speedy outfielders like the Honey Hunters do, always a nice thing to have that as a security blanket. That'll bring up Nick Longy. We talked about it. He is red hot at the plate right now. A 3 for 5 night back on Tuesdays. He chops this one back up the middle. Tough play for Ascanio. Scoops it, fires it, and makes the play for out number 3. So Delgado, a clean sheet in the top half of the first. 1-2-3 goes Charleston for the 3rd straight game to start the game. And we go to the bottom of the first as Gastonia looking for something like they did last night. 6 hits, 6 runs in the bottom of the first yesterday evening. We'll see if they can match that here tonight when we get back on the Honey Hunters Radio Network right here on WGNC 1450 AM and 101 FM in Gastonia, Charlotte.
Folks, it's been the thrill of a lifetime to bring professional baseball back to the airwaves of Gaston County. As a lifelong supporter of Gastonia baseball, I understood at an early age how important it was to hear the game when I couldn't be at the game. And with the advent of internet streaming now, Gastonia Honey Hunters games have even more import within the community. It also provides a great opportunity to get your message out to the Gaston County community. If advertising with the Honey Hunters is something that interests you, give me a call at 704-874-1810 and inquire about advertising with the Gastonia Honey Hunters. The number again, 704-874-1810. The Honey Hunters Radio Network, your hometown team. Thank you for supporting Gastonia baseball.
Back here at the Gas House on this Thursday night, unoriginal Thirsty Thursday in the house tonight, and a good crowd on hand, trying to see if their team can take their 4th straight series, if indeed they win tonight. They swept High Point last weekend, went 2 of 3 in Charleston a week ago, and then, of course, this past weekend sweeping High Point here at Caramount Health Park, looking to make it 5 of 6 here at home over this 6-game homestand before they go on the road to Lexington tomorrow evening. They'll have a 3-game stand against the last place team in the South Division before coming back home for a little familiar Tuesday through Thursday matchup. 3 straight weeks it'll be with this Charleston team here, as it'll be 2 straight weeks inside the Gas House. Either way, Walker Weichel getting the start tonight. A guy that was a 55th overall pick by the San Diego Padres back in 2012 out of Olympia High School in Orlando, Florida. Spent last year in the Frisco Rough Riders, I should say spent 2019 with the Frisco Rough Riders. Has not pitched since that time. This is his first trip back to the mound, has been this season with Charleston so far. 20 games played. No starts so far, 21 innings pitched, 23 hits, 14 earned runs, 29 strikeouts, and 13 walks. So a guy that can fill up the strikeout numbers, but just hasn't had any sort of start. So we'll see what the longevity looks like tonight of the tall right-handed pitcher. Either way, he will face Reese Hampton here tonight. A 4 for 5 night for Hampton a night ago with 2 RBIs and 3 runs scored as they could not get him out. He will lead things off against the tall righty here on this Thursday night. It's Hampton, Reinheimer, Rosa, Tapia, Ascanio, Castro, Skoll, Jarrett, and Holderbach, the 9 in the lineup tonight for Gastonia. Hurley Rodriguez, an 11-game hit streak, getting the night off tonight. A 7-inning game, so both managers not necessarily going to have to go too far into the well here this evening, or at least they hope not, that is. First pitch swinging, foul in the back, into the screen here is Reese Hampton. Hampton hitting .242 with 30 hits, 4 of those coming last night, as he almost takes one off the numbers that time. Gastonia tonight rocking the black jersey tops with the yellow numbers and Gastonia written across their chest with the honey dripping off the bottom of it. White pants, black socks. Meanwhile, some pretty styling uniforms for the Charleston, West Virginia Dirty Birds. The mountain range of Charleston across their chest with yellow tops, almost a sunset type feel across the top of the jersey with the black mountains on the bottom, black numbers, and the Charleston Dirty Bird logo on their left chest. 2-1 the count here to Hampton to lead things off. The leading stolen base getter in the league this season. A 3-run count now as that one misses high and outside. Not a guy you want to see on the base paths early in a game, as they will get freewheeling. Now over 100 steals on the season, 101 to be exact. That's more than 40 more than second place in the league. Chuck Stewart, guy that loves to send some base runners. The 3-1 goes across the top of the kneecaps that time for a called strike. Justin Burton takes his place behind the plate tonight for the umpiring crew. Gary Keller out at third base and over at first. Is, I believe, Morgan. Sorry about that. As now this one roped out into right field. Coming on and making the play in right field is Garcet. First time he's been out in the field so far here in the series. Took a few too many steps back to start out on that hit, but comes in and makes the play either way for one out. But Hampton, even with an out, still sealing the ball well. Good contact on that one, almost dove in for a base hit. Jack Reinheimer, the consummate number 2 hitter so far this season, will step up into the box here on the right side of the plate. .301 batting average so far this year. 58 hits, one shy of the league lead from his teammate who waits on deck, who has 59, in Joseph Rosa. First pitch into him, misses out and away, ball 1. Reinheimer has 34 RBIs, 9 doubles, 7 home runs. He also is up there in the league, number 2 in the league right now in stolen bases, has 18 of his own, including one last night. Weichel kicks and deals. Up around the chin that time for ball 2. Reinheimer last night reached twice, both via the single. 2 for 5 on the night overall. Infield single and a run scored, the first run of the game in that 6-run bottom of the first. Again, all those 6 runs came home with 2 outs, so with 1 out here, they still got to get 1 more to get them right where they want them. 3-0 the count, as that one misses upstairs here from Weichel, struggling to find the strike zone to start things out. It's a hot and humid Thursday night, so the grip of the ball might be a little tough. Great drainage here at Caramount Health Park, especially with the amount of rain that fell earlier just a couple of hours ago. Some puddles all over the field, but that has since drained. That's why they pushed it back to a 7:15 start. A visible haze, though, here tonight. The 3-0 is right down the middle for a strike now, 3-1. Here it comes from Weichel. Grounded up the middle. Going to be a tough play for Connor Justice. It's short. Scoops it, fires it, and gets Reinheimer cruising down the first base line for out number 2. Good play by Justice at shortstop to get his opposing shortstop on the other side. So with 2 outs, that brings up Joe Rowe as he'll step in. Had a 2-run double to get the lead for Gastonia back on Tuesday night. They ended up falling in that game 6-4. Last night came up with an RBI double in his final at-bat, part of that 3-run third. Came around to score in that 8th inning on the 2-run homer by Luis Castro. .330 average, 8 home runs, 43 RBIs for Joseph Rosa. Takes a big cut at the first one that time, but a bit behind it. 91 miles an hour there for Weichel. He and Delgado going to sit right around the same on the radar gun. Both of them pushing 90, 91 on a consistent basis at least. Almost undoes the shoelaces that time. Scoots out of the way, does Rosa, ball one. Rosa, guy, has spent some time bouncing around the minors, but having a fantastic season this year. And I would imagine that at some point, a major league team might come calling. So, of course, Gastonia trying to see if they can't play with some borrowed time. 18 games left in this first half, trying to clinch the division. 1-1. Misses low. 2 balls, 1 strike here to Joseph Rosa with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. A clean sheet in the top half for Randall Delgado. 1-2-3 via strikeout, flyout, and groundout. First 2 have been retired here for Weichel, trying to match it. 2-1. Fastball out and away. 3 balls and a strike. 15 doubles so far out of the 59 hits for Joseph Rosa this year. 8 of those being home runs. 43 RBIs. Has led the league in overall hits for a vast majority of this season. 3-1. He's cutting at it, but he fouls it back and out of play. 92 miles an hour as Weichel dials up a little bit more on that one. Rosa, though, a rarity in this game of baseball nowadays, a power hitting, or at least a very good hitting switch hitter. And as a second baseman, that is a scout's dream, if you will, right now. To give you a little versatility, he could be in the lineup every single day and still hit for good constant average, as he will watch that one out and away for ball 4, and he'll take his base with 2 outs. First walk of the game, 14th of the season for Walker Weichel. That'll bring up Emmanuel Tapia now. Scouting report on Tapia is early breaking balls in the count to try to get ahead. And then you can kind of have your pick of the litter, if you will, on the mound to try and get him out. Still hitting .250 with 4 home runs and 21 RBIs, so a dangerous guy if he can get the head of the bat to it. Rosa leads from first. Pitch comes in. There's the first pitch. Breaking ball down in the dirt, picked behind the plate by Alfredo Gonzalez, who's back there behind the plate, not to be confused with Yovan Gonzalez, who had himself a night last night. 2 for 3 with 2 very long home runs and 3 RBIs, but he'll get the night off here this evening. Rosa leads from first again here on a 1-0. Weichel brings it home. Big rip on the off speed again, 86 miles an hour that time. Early off speed is the name of the game to Emmanuel Tapia. On deck, Raider Ascanio. Tapia so far this season, as this one misses outside. Tapia hitting .274 against right-handed pitching. 17 of his 18 hits have come against righties. So a definite preference, if you will, of who is on the mound. Still no move over to Rosa just yet, so not sure what it looks like from Weichel. 2-1 the count. Rope down the left field line, almost hit away from the shift, but too much backspin on that bad boy, and that went screaming into the bullpen area and down into the corner. Probably would have scored Rosa had it gotten down fair, but instead it'll even the count now. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 away here in the bottom half of the first. How about that? 2-2 count, 2 outs, number 2 on first base. A lot of 2s in that equation. Here it comes, a little bit behind the fastball on the 2-2 as he skies that one well back and out of play over the facade down the left field line. Beautiful night for baseball as it turns out. Partly cloudy skies, or I should say mainly overcast skies right now. Lights are on. And for as hot as it has been over the last couple days, I'm sure these guys are okay not playing in the blazing sun, especially on that artificial turf down there. Curveball swung on and missed, strike 3. As he goes down and tries to get it, but comes up short. And they'll strand the runner at first here in the bottom of the first. No score after 1 in a 7-inning game. We'll head on into the second. Back after this, Randall Delgado coming out and trying to keep it going for Gastonia when we get back here on the Honey Hunters Radio Network.
Hey kids, have you seen it? Better yet, have you tried it? It's the new look Watson's Kids Zone at Caramount Health Park. The Watson's Kids Zone is new and improved with a slide that I've heard can give you a view of Charlotte. Allegedly. It is the best game day experience possible, and you can find it at Caramont Health Park during every Gastonia Honey Hunters game. The new Watson's Kids Zone at Caramont Health Park. Gastonia Honey Hunters fans, thank you. In the month of May, 2 attendance records were broken on back-to-back nights. On Saturday, May 21st, we eclipsed 3,000 in attendance for the first time in our history, and we owe it all to you. The Gastonia Honey Hunters are working hard to make sure you have a fantastic time at Caramont Health Park. But if you haven't been to a Honey Hunters game, what are you waiting for? With tickets that start at just $8, watching your Gastonia Honey Hunters might never be more affordable. Call 704-874-1810 and get your tickets for Gastonia Honey Hunters baseball. Want to book online? www.gohoneyhunters.com/tickets. The number again, 704-874-1810. The Gastonia Honey Hunters, thank you for supporting your hometown team.
On we go to the second inning. A good frame for both starting pitchers. First start of the season for Walker Weichel. A 2-out walk, but all for naught as he got his first strikeout of the game for Emmanuel Tapia. And strands the runner at first. Meanwhile, Delgado set him down in order to start the game. Delgado back in 2011 in the month of June made his major league debut with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Spent 8 seasons in the major leagues, 30 wins, a 4.10 ERA, and 542 and 2/3 innings pitched. He had 465 strikeouts. That's 7.7 per 9 innings pitched. As a good pitch to the outside corner gets his start again, so obviously a guy that will throw a lot of strikes, but he can pinpoint things as well, and he just shows it there. Throws a cutter at 84 miles an hour across the right side of the plate if you're Holderbach facing it. Against the right-handed hitter. Now he gets him out in front again. Reinheimer scoops up the ground ball across the diamond and just beats Alfredo Gonzalez to start the inning again. 4 up, 4 down to start the game for Delgado. That'll bring up Angel Beltre. Angel Beltre, 48 hits to lead the team so far this year. 9 doubles, 4 home runs, a 291 average. He'll bat 5th tonight. He's been up in the 2 spot for the first 2 games, but hasn't been able to do very much. Was 2 for 5 last night, but only left the infield 1 time. And then back on Tuesday night was 1 for 4 with a single and a run scored in the 9th. Part of that 2-run 9th that put the game away for Charleston. 2-0 the count here, though, to him. First hitter that Delgado has gotten behind through the first 5 so far this evening. On deck, Diego Goris, the second baseman. This one hit out by Beltre into center field. Long run for Skoll. Makes the jump and the catch as that ball just kept on carrying. And Skoll, a tall guy out there, but still had to leap up, make the catch, and he does. Using every bit of that 6'1", 195 frame to go up and make the catch for out number 2. So Beltre barreled up the ball, but unfortunately, Skoll making a good defensive play. 2 away for Diego Goris, a 237 hitter with 23 hits so far this season. Goris, an undrafted free agent, picked up by the Pirates and then went to Kansas City and the Padres most recently. Was in the AAA El Paso ranks for San Diego back in 2018, but has been playing in the foreign leagues since 2019. Hitting 237 this year and 97 at-bats. He's got 23 hits, 3 doubles, 1 home run. And right now he's just trying to get on base for the first base runner and first base hit of the night for either team. Goris 1 for 8 so far in the series, as that one skips across the dirt on the 0-2. And no chase available. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gastonia on the road this weekend. You'll hear the voice of Brian Rushing with the call for that one as they head on to Lexington. 15.5 games back are the Lexington Legends, the defending champs. A little bit different season so far here in the first half for Lexington. Meanwhile, Charleston will head home, and of course Gastonia will be rooting them on this weekend as they host High Point for a 3-game set. Gastonia still sitting 4 games up in the South Division standings right now. Still a 1-2 after that one was fouled off by Goris, trying to make Delgado work for a 1-2-3 for the second straight inning. Long look in here from Delgado, finds the sign he likes from Holderbach. Kicks and deals. Lined out left side. On comes the diving play. Did he make it? Castro makes the play for out number 3. Second straight game for Luis Castro with a diving play. And he gets the out, rolls the wrist up and under his body, but makes the play either way for out number 3. And we're on into the bottom of the second. Still scoreless. Gastonia coming up. It's 5, 6, and 7 in the lineup. Raider Ascanio, Luis Castro, and Jake Skoll when we get back here on the Honey Hunters Radio Network. Don't go anywhere.
Fans, make sure that you come out for an exciting June at Caramount Health Park as your Gastonia Honey Hunters take on the best of the Atlantic League. On June 10th through 12th, the High Point Rockers make their way to Caramount Health Park. On June 14th through 16th, as well as the 21st through the 23rd, the Charleston Dirty Birds come to Caramount Health Park. The Wild Health Genomes return to Caramount Health Park from June 28th through the 30th. Get your tickets by calling 704-874-1810. The number again, 704-874-1810. 704-874-1810. Gastonia Honey Hunters Baseball, your hometown team. Ladies and gentlemen, as a public service, here's a little vocabulary lesson for all the parents out there. The word is drip. It means cool, trendy, or hip. Where do Honey Hunters fans find their drip? Your fashion destination in the gas house is at the Honey Hunters team store at Caramount Health Park. Put some swag in your bag at the Honey Hunters team store. Hashtag drip season. Seriously, I have no idea what drip season means.
Back here at the gas house, we're speaking of drip, both teams vying for uniform of the night. Gastonia with the classic black uni tops, Gastonia written across the chest with the honey dripping off the bottom. Meanwhile, Charleston rocking the Charleston skyline, if you will. That's Charleston, West Virginia with the hills in the background and the sun shining up top with that Charleston logo across their left chest. Either way, it's scoreless to an inning and a half. Walker Weichel back out there on the mound. Faced 4 hitters in the first inning. No score from the bottom half of the first, much different than last night. A 6-0 first inning for Gastonia an evening ago. Raider Ascanio steps in here to lead things off in the bottom half of the second. Hitting .265 this season as his average is up over 50 points here in the month of June. He has been red hot. 18 hits so far out of his 26 have come in this month of June, and largely because of the way he has altered his swing, has been much more short and compact, and just putting the wrist right through the zone, pulling the hands through, and getting the head of the bat to it. 2-0 the count now here as Weichel will miss upstairs on the second pitch. Ascanio 1 for 4 with an RBI single last night. As the 2-0 comes home. Another one up above the letters and the numbers. $14 RBIs for Ascanio. Again, a guy that didn't start in the lineup so far this season, and with a little turnover in the lineup, though, he was asked to take over in that spot, especially at the hot corner. If you don't start in that position in the beginning of the season, that's a tough one just to step into on an everyday basis, but he's made it look relatively easy. He's played a good third base defensively, and then, of course, just talking about the batting numbers here as we've entered into the month of June. He'll take a 4-pitch walk here, and up to the bat comes Luis Castro. hit a ball last night in the 8th inning that I still don't think has come down just yet, as he sent it way into the Gastonia night for a little bit of an exclamation point in that 3-run bottom of the 8th that put it away for good. Scagno leads from first. As first pitch swinging is Castro. We talked about it last night. Castro is very much a free swinger. He will go up there, and if that ball is anywhere near the zone on a first pitch, he's going to take a hack at it. It was a first pitch that he faced last night in the 8th inning that he hit a home run on. Played out at first base last night, but a bit of a jack of all trades. He's out in left field tonight. Swings and misses on the second on a breaking ball out and away. Castro, a guy that signed with Colorado back in 2013 and then spent last season with the Milwaukee Brewers organization. .276 average with 489 hits in the minors. 101 doubles, 58 home runs, 282 RBIs. Last year, though, he was in the Venezuelan Winter League as well. 40 games played with 34 hits. And is trying to translate that here in Gastonia this season. 1-2 here after the 0-2 misses. The 1-2 to Castro. Upstairs around the eyes, and he matrixes his way out of the way of that one. And if he wasn't awake just yet, he is now. That's one of those ones you feel across the whiskers on your chin as he backed out of the way, and he'll take it a second to regain himself as he steps back into the box here. That one coming in at a 92-mile-an-hour clip. And I don't care how fast it is, that's a tough one to come watch coming right at your head. 2 balls, 2 strike, runner goes. Spikes it into the dirt, and Scagno will stand up into second base. Gonzalez will run it down. Actually, Weichel will come off the mound and help him out by running it down for him. Runner stays put at second, but a leadoff walk, and now a ball into the dirt will advance the runner into scoring position with nobody out, and a 3-2 pitch set to come home here to Castro. So I imagine Castro guessing fastball. We'll see how much confidence Weichel has in the breaking stuff. Weichel looks in for the sign. Scagno leads from second. Deep breath here as the pitch comes home. Ooh, and that was a fastball that Castro put an absolute cut on, but instead it lines back into the screen. Castro trying to repeat what he did in the 8th inning last night. It'll remain 3 balls, 2 strikes here to the Gastonia left fielder. 16 RBIs after the 2 last night. Chance with a base hit to fire the opening salvo for the second straight evening for the Honey Hunters. Another 3-2. Another fastball popped up and fouled back out of play. Matching the highest so far tonight for either side at 92 miles an hour is Weichel. 6'6", 200 pounds. Maybe a stretch over the 200. Either way, a guy that his stride is about halfway to the plate. Almost comes off the mound when he plants that foot. Castro will call timeout. Weichel was going through the signs there with Alfredo Gonzalez. Diego Goris, the second baseman, holding Scagno on as they have a conversation here between pitches. Weichel comes set again. Couple taps of the toe. Here comes the pitch. That one gets away into the dirt. Gonzalez goes behind him. Scagno will stay put at second base. Not far enough for him to try to make the run down to third. And it is a 3-2 walk here to Luis Castro. So back-to-back walks for Weichel is how the second inning gets underway. We talked about it. It's a spot start for Walker Weichel. Originally, they didn't have a DH in the lineup when it was still going to be a 9-inning game, but they've since, of course, we talked about shortening that now to a 7-inning game here tonight. And so they did put a DH in, so Walker Weichel's leash a little bit longer, but we'll see as his pitch count starting to rise a bit here in this second inning. Just his first start of the year. Already 35 pitches And still nobody out here in the bottom of the second. Jake Skoll steps in here in the 7 spot. Got the night off last night. Coached a bit of first base for the Honey Hunters, as that's how they usually do it. They cycle through. First pitch curveball. Backdoors him there for strike 1. Castro at first, Descanio at second with nobody out. And a nothing game here in the bottom of the second. But with a tight time frame in a 7-inning game, every run counts, just like it does every single night, but a little bit more of an abbreviated version of it here this evening. That ball roped out into right center field. That one's trouble. Deep it goes as it one-hops the fence. 1 run will score. Around third comes Castro. He'll score standing up, and Jake Skoll with a 2-run double gets his night started, and the Gastonia night started with 2 runs. It's 2-0 here in the bottom of the second, and still nobody out, as Skoll will take second base on the 2 RBI double. A changeup that got way too much of the plate on the 0-1, and sitting off speed was Jake Skoll. Put the barrel of the bat to it and split the right fielder and the center fielder. One hops the wall, almost got out of here for a ground rule double, which of course would have held the runner at third, but instead Castro able to score, as now Zach Jarrett steps up. A 3-hit night yesterday evening for Zach Jarrett, including 4 RBIs on the evening. His first at-bat almost got out of here over the left field fence, hit just under the yellow piping, about 29 feet up that over that 30-foot fence. Doubled in the 6th and a 2-run single in the bottom of the 7th. Quick 2-0 count to him here, as that one misses out and away on the second pitch. Skoll leads from second. That was a hit that Jake Skoll's been waiting on. It's been a struggle to start games for Jake Skoll over these last couple of games that he has played. But the night off last night, using it to his advantage here this evening. We saw both Jarrett and Hampton do it last night. They got the night off on Tuesday, came back out refreshed, and they hit the cover off the ball last night. Meanwhile, Jake Skoll getting the night off yesterday evening, and he comes out, and on the second pitch he sees, he puts one to the fence and knocks home 2 runs to make it a 2-0 game here for Gastonia. First hit of the game for the Honey Hunters as well. Now this one is popped out right side. That's a long run for the right fielder. Will it stay fair? No. Just gets foul the right field line. What would have been a bloop single, possibly a double, as Jarrett does have some wheels. Jarrett, a 28th round pick by the Baltimore Orioles back in 2017. Played his college ball just down the road at UNC Charlotte. For the 49ers, played in 205 games, had 205 hits. That's pretty consistent. Spent last year between AAA, AA in the Orioles organization. 231 batting average with 80 hits and 40 RBIs. I think he broke his bat on that last one, so he'll go get some new lumber and step back in. 1 ball, 2 strikes against him. Two balls, 2 strikes against him, excuse me. He'll choke up just a bit here on the 2-strike pitch. Curveball out in front, but got enough of the end of the bat on it to foul back into the screen. Through the first 40 pitches, Weichel, a little bit under half have been strikes. 19 strikes so far out of those 41 pitches. And a pretty good handful of them have been the off-speed stuff. See if he stays off speed here to Jarrett. Runner goes, swung on and missed strike 3. That ball thrown down, sliding by. Did he get tagged? He did, as Skoll slid by the base. And that is how the turf will play. And Burcham, paying attention, reaches out, applies the tag, a strike him out, and a weird throw him out there. But either way, 2 away. And that'll leave it up to the number 9 hitter in the order in Holderbach to flip it back to the top half. That ball almost sailed into left field. Burcham saving a throwing error from his catcher, Alfredo Gonzalez, and able to apply the tag to Skoll again. Of course, no instant replay. Maybe you replay that one and he taps his hand in, but either way, it's 2 outs here in the inning. On a Strange caught stealing on that one. Strikeout for Zach Jarrett on the curveball. Second of the game for Weichel. And with nobody on and 2 outs, Alex Holderbach will watch the first pitch in for ball 1. Holderbach back in the lineup tonight, the former Eastern Kentucky Colonel out of Fairfield, Ohio. The guy that will swap between catcher and first base as he skies one out right side. Not having to move very far is the right fielder in Garcett, and he makes the play for out number 3. But out before Jake Skoll fires the opening salvo, a 2-run double. Gives Gastonia a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the second. On to the third we go in a 7-inning game. 2-0 for Randall Delgado when he gets back out on the mound on the Honey Hunters Radio Network. WGNC, 1450 AM and 101 FM here in Gastonia, Charlotte.
Find out where your Honey Hunters are playing all season long at www.gohoneyhunters.com. Ticket information, www.gohoneyhunters.com. If you're looking for the latest game day fashion or wanting to bring a group to Caramount Health Park, gohoneyhunters.com. Your online home for the Gastonia Honey Hunters is gohoneyhunters.com. That's www.gohoneyhunters.com.
Hey, this is Brady Salisbury, and you're listening to the Honey Hunters Radio Network.
Back at Caramount Health Park, Randall Delgado back onto the mound. This time, though, he's got a lead to contend with as it's 2-0 after a bottom of the second. 2 RBI double with nobody out. The first 2 guys in the inning got on via the walk. Ascanio walked, as did Castro. Both of them came home to score on the 2-run double by Skoll. Then Jake Skoll got thrown out at third on a caught stealing on a ball that almost sailed down the left field line, but Scott Burcham making a heck of a play and then able to apply the tag as Skoll got in ahead of the tag, but Skoll unfortunately slid by third base, a little bit too much heat on that slide, and he went on by, tried to dive back, and third base umpire Gary Keller rung him up as they said Burcham got the tag down. Then a fly out for Holderbach after the strikeout by Jarrett is how the inning came to an end, but it's still 2-0 here for Gastonia's second straight game that they've had. A multiple run lead after the second. Delgado in just his third start on the year. Former major leaguer for the Arizona Diamondbacks, spent 8 seasons in the major leagues as after being an undrafted free agent for the Atlanta Braves. Saw MLB service for the Braves, but then ended up going to Arizona. Made his debut back in 2011 and struck out 465 major league hitters in his 542 innings pitched in the big leagues. Also had 745 strikeouts and 725 innings in the minors. So a guy that has been around a little while, but the strikeout numbers do not lie. Burcham trying to square around a bunt, just completely missed it on a fastball right down the middle. Actually looked like a changeup there from Delgado. Either way, Burcham gets it a called strike 1. 6 up, 6 down for Delgado so far in the ballgame. Second straight game with that being in effect. John Anderson did the same thing last night. A ball skied and back out of play by Burcham as he swings and fouls it off on the 0-1. 0-2 now here to the Quinta, California native. Burcham, a 25th round pick by the Rockies out of Sacramento State back in 2015. Played college ball, like I say, at Sacramento State. Hit 278 as a collegiate player with 235 hits. It's been 6 seasons in minor league baseball with 266 hits under his belt. And he plays a good left side of the infield, both shortstop and third base. Called strike 3 as the breaking ball freezes him to the outside corner, and Delgado's got another here tonight. Beautiful pitch that just froze Burcham, and it'll be Zach Cohn due up here in the order. Cone, a right-handed hitter, a late addition to the lineup after they decided to go 7 innings. They put the DH back in the lineup. Originally, they were going to play without one. But Cone will watch the first pitch skip into the dirt for ball 1. Cone hitting .214 this season against right-handed pitching. Only 3 hits to speak of in 14 tries. But he does have 2 extra base hits out of those 3. If I'm not mistaken, that includes back the other night. As that ball lined out into left field, on the base of the warning track, Castro backpedals a couple of steps and makes the play for out number 2. And the ball not as live coming off the bat here tonight, especially with as much humidity as there is in the air right now. It's a warm night, but that humidity going to knock the ball down just slightly. Saw that on the Jake Skoll hit. On a normal night, any of the last 2 nights, that ball might have gotten to the fence, possibly over. But instead of one hopper, as it just kind of got beat down as it kept on sailing. Either way, Andrew Garced will step up. A 189 hitter, just 10 for 53 so far in this season. Gets his first playing time in the series. First pitch called a strike, out away. And Delgado, all but one hitter, a first pitch strike to him. That one just misses to the inside corner. As Garced able to back his way out of the way of the pitch. First time back in a uniform for Garced this season since 2020 when he played a little independent ball in the All-American Baseball Challenge. And interestingly enough, he does have 1 inning pitched this season as well. 3 hits, 2 earned runs. So he's got an 18 ERA as a pitcher this season, so they throw him up to the bat this time around. 3-1 the count to him here as he stands in as the number 9 hitter. Top of the order due up next. Try not to be retired 9 straight, but a high chopper right to Ascanio. Ascanio steps into the throw. 1-2-3 again. 9 up, 9 down for Randall Delgado. And he's perfect through the first half of the line for the first time through the lineup for the Charleston Dirty Birds tonight. We go into the bottom of the 3rd. We're back right after this here on the Honey Hunters Radio Network, WGNC 1450 AM, 101 FM, and Gastonia, Charlotte. Don't go anywhere.
The Gastonia Honey Hunters are looking for host families this Atlantic League season. If you have a little free space in your home and a love for the grand old game, then hosting a player this summer is a great experience with tons of perks. Call me, Brady Salisbury, at 704-874-1810. That's 704-874-1810.
The Gastonia Honey Hunters, your hometown team. Looking for a new career? Want to make an upwards of $40,000 a year? Want to work a schedule that fits your lifestyle? Want to do it all from the front seat of your car? I thought I had your attention. Domino's is hiring. If you want to cash in on a new opportunity, log on to jobs.domino's.com. That's jobs.domino's.com. Since 1927, GSM Services has been the experts for providing services and finding solutions for issues such as heating and cooling, hot, cold, or drafty rooms, high utility bills, nasty crawl spaces, attic insulation, duct and dryer vent cleanings, indoor air quality, and much more. GSM Services, your one-stop shop for all comfort issues in your home. GSM offers 100% satisfaction guaranteed, and right now they're offering a free home energy audit. So if you're having any issues in your home or office, know that you can always trust leaving your comfort to GSM. Call 1-800-NEW-COOL or visit GSMSince1927.com to talk to someone about any comfort issues you're having in your home. GSM is a proud sponsor of your Gastonia Honey Hunters.
Leading off the third inning, Reese Hampton as he steps into the box here tonight. A 4-for-5 evening a night ago. 2 RBIs, 3 runs scored. Reaching base 4 of the 5 times he was up. A bounce out in the third was his lone time he wasn't on base. Like I said, 2 RBIs. As back to the top of the lineup we go. He flew out to start the game to the right fielder. First pitch called a strike here from Weichel. It's 2-0 here into the bottom of the third of a 7-inning game here tonight. An abbreviated game after they delayed the start for an hour with some nasty weather that rolled through earlier this evening. 0-1 the count here to Hampton as the second pitch comes home. Ground ball right side. Playable out there for Longy. Scoops it, steps on first himself for out number 1. So the 3 unassisted how we get started in the third. If you're just joining us, welcome into the Honey Hunters Radio Network. Mike Lennon alongside you here on this unoriginal Thirsty Thursday here inside Carolina Health Park. A 2-run bottom of the second inning. A 2-run RBI double by Jake Skoll that brought Ascanio and Castro home is the difference in the ball game right now as Reinheimer digs in number 2 in the order tonight. Second time through the order against Weichel here in the first 2 1/3 innings. Weichel kicks and deals. Check swing, called a strike as home plate umpire Justin Burton not needing the appeal to get the called strike. 301 average for Reinheimer so far, sitting right behind teammate Joseph Rosa, who waits on deck for the league lead with 58 hits. Rosa coming into tonight with 1 shy of 60 with 59. We talked about the combination of Reinheimer and Rosa, and a rarity it is that a middle infield could combine for 200 to 250 RBIs in a season. Right now, they are approaching the 100 mark, and we still got a long season left to be played. 18 games, including tonight, left in the first half, but then a whole 66 to go in the second. But both of them are hitting the ball very hard right now and a little frustrated with himself as Reinheimer on that one as he just missed a fastball. It was out and away. He was trying to go with it, but instead fouls it back into the sweet level here at Carolina Health Park. Overcast, but they'll take the reprieve from the sun here in Gastonia. It has been a blistering 95 plus for the last couple of days. And that heat not going anywhere. Maybe a little bit of relief this weekend as it's supposed to be in the mid 80s, but of course the humidity is still going to be rocking and rolling. And then back up into the mid to upper 90s come Tuesday through Thursday next week. Chopper to the left side is foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Jack Reinheimer with 1 out in the bottom of the third. Slight breeze blowing out to left field right now, but we talked about it. The humidity knocking some balls down here through the first couple of at-bats for both sides. Weichel with a 1-2. Curveball. That ball poked out to left field. Engel Beltre will watch it into his glove for out number 2. You can hear it coming off the bat, not necessarily catching it flush, maybe a little bit higher up on the handle than he wanted. And so didn't catch the barrel completely, and that led to a routine fly ball out. 2 up, 2 down. Joseph Rosa will step in. Walked his first time around. .330 average, 59 hits so far for the Gastonia second baseman. A switch hitter hitting .330. That is a rarity, folks. But a guy that can do it all, as not only can he hit the ball well, he's shown his defensive prowess throughout this season. Multiple web gems for him, so a guy that is vying to get a lot of attention from some major league organizations. 0-1 here to Rosa. Back-to-back curveball, second one misses in the dirt. No chase on that one as he watched the first one come in for strike 1. That one, although, will skip off the top of the plate for ball 1. Deep breath here from Weichel as he brings home the 1-1 pitch. Fastball just a bit behind as Rosa threw the wrists at it. Didn't get the full step into it. I think he was expecting another breaking ball offered at the fastball there at the end. Foul ball will just result in a strike against them. Good crowd on hand here. Never sure when the game gets delayed on a rainy Thursday night, but Gastonia fans coming out and checking out their first place Honey Hunters. 2-2 now as the 85-mile-an-hour changeup heads into the dirt here to Rosa. Rosa last night 1 for 4 on the game, a hit by pitch, a run scored in the 7th, and then an RBI double came around to score later in the inning on the Castro 2-run homer. A guy that seemingly is involved in pretty much every inning so far this season for Gastonia. 6 seasons with the Mariners organization, including last year, split time between High A and Triple A. 90 games to be exact in the minors a season ago with 78 hits. Just shy of 500 minor league games played in those 6 years. Took a timeout there as Weichel stepped off. Full count pitch, 2 outs. That went all the way back to the screen, and for the second time tonight, Joseph Rosa will draw a 2-out walk. Make no mistake about it, folks. A lot of teams try to pitch around Rosa right now. So that'll bring up Emmanuel Tapia. He struck out swinging to end the bottom of the first. We'll see if they go back to the early breaking ball in the count here tonight. Did it to him the first time around. 250 average coming into tonight. 4 home runs, 21 RBIs for Tapia. It is a curveball, foul tipped into the glove that time of Alfredo Gonzalez. 17 of his 18 hits this season come against right-handed pitching. So, of course, a guy on the left side of the plate that most certainly loves a righty fastball. Curveball to the outside, backdoors him for a called strike, too. Tapia played the hero up in Long Island a few weeks back. A 9th inning grand slam that put the game away against the Ducks. Of course, the Ducks followed that up by coming down to Gastonia and sweeping them. Gastonia swept them on Memorial Day weekend as Rosa goes. No throw as Rosa will just walk his way into second. Ball kicked out of the glove of Alfredo Gonzalez. Didn't look like he was going to offer a throw anyway, as a heck of a jump on a high leg kick. That's the second time tonight we've seen them time it well to the point of no throw needed. Runner in scoring position with 2 outs. A 1-2 count, though, to Tapia. Got to be wary of the curveball. Gonzalez will set up outside here. As he tells Weichel to keep it low, he does. Got him swinging on the curveball again. And deja vu, the 3rd inning ends the exact same way as the first. A Tapia strikeout, and we're on into the 4th inning. Still a 2-0 game in favor of the Honey Hunters. We're back right after this. Delgado coming out for another inning when we get back on the Honey Hunters Radio Network.
All right, y'all. It's Thursday. You know what that is.
The Gastonia Honey Hunters are looking for host families this Atlantic League season. If you have a little free space in your home and a love for the grand old game, then hosting a player this summer is a great experience with tons of perks. Call me, Brady Salisbury, at 704-874-1810. That's 704-874-1810.
The Gastonia Honey Hunters, your hometown team. Looking for a new career? Want to make an upwards of $40,000 a year? Want to work a schedule that fits your lifestyle? Want to do it all from the front seat of your car? I thought I had your attention. Domino's is hiring. If you want to cash in on a new opportunity, log on to jobs.domino's.com. That's jobs.domino's.com. Since 1927, GSM Services has been the experts for providing services and finding solutions for issues such as heating and cooling, hot, cold, or drafty rooms, high utility bills, nasty crawl spaces, attic insulation, duct and dryer vent cleanings, indoor air quality, and much more. GSM Services, your one-stop shop for all comfort issues in your home.
Top of the fourth inning here at Caramount Health Park on this unoriginal Thirsty Thursday night. Series finale between your Honey Hunters and the Charleston Dirty Birds, each with a game win apiece in this rubber match Thursday night. 2-0 lead for Gastonia after the first three. A 2-run bottom of the second is the difference so far, as Randall Delgado will come back out and face Nick Heath again here to start the top half of the fourth. There was a strikeout by Heath to start the game against his former Major League teammate with the Arizona Diamondbacks organization with Randall Delgado. Heath 1 for 8 since getting picked up on Tuesday by the Dirty Birds. Big rip on the 80-mile-an-hour changeup that time. Got him well out in front. Oh, 1-1.
We're going to go with this group down the line here. Group shots. Okay.
Heath rests the bat on his shoulder, almost a Robbie Cano type batting stance, I should say. Takes it off as he starts to load up into his swing. Called strike on the inside corner there on the cutter at 86. Delgado, deep breath, here it comes. Swung on and missed, strike three. And for the second time tonight, Nick Heath is set down, swinging strike three. Third strikeout on the night so far for Delgado, as he picks up his 13th overall this season. And this is officially his longest start of his 2022 campaign. Next to greet him is Connor Justice. Flew out to the right fielder his first time up. First pitch swinging, grounds it up the middle, in through for a base hit. As that's the first hit surrendered by Randall Delgado tonight. And with one out in the fourth inning, first base runner as well for the Charleston Dirty Birds. Dirty Birds have shown that they are a team that will not go away. Doesn't matter what kind of game they are in, they won't be out of it. Down 6-0 last night, chipped all the way back within a run. But some late inning good hitting by the Honey Hunters put it away for good. But now Nick Longy can tie this game with a swing of the bat, and he has been prone to do that so far this season. Did it back on Tuesday night and eventually got the game-winning hit with the bases loaded and 2 outs in his 3-for-5 night on Tuesday. First pitch misses outside, ball one, as Justice will lead from first. Quick check on the runner there by Delgado. Really wasn't even on the rubber there for the check. Delgado, a guy that goes all the way to the far right side of the rubber, so to the right-handed hitter, it's almost as if his follow-through step is coming right to your backside. Always a tough one to pick up the arm angle, especially the way he pitches. Outside call to strike, and that is where he can get you as a righty hitter. All of his motion, all of his mechanics stay on your inside hip, and then all of a sudden the ball gets let go and is across the outside of the strike zone at 87 miles an hour. That's a tough one to pick up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Same spot, same result, 1-2. Nick Longy, a shake of the head on that one, not liking the low strike zone, but different home plate umpire still trying to get used to the strike zone are these hitters here tonight. Check on the runner, as diving just back in ahead of the tag is Connor Justice. A very quick move by Delgado and a shifty one for a righty. Almost as if he's just nonchalantly standing there on the mound. All of a sudden he's wheeling and dealing back at you. He'll force Justice to come back a half step, and there's a check on him again. Not the stereotypical getting your jersey dirty, if you will, with no dirt in the infield, but at the same time, having to test out the sliding skills here is Justice. Leaning that way towards second as Delgado comes set on the 1-2. Pitch comes home, out and away. Holderbach backhands it, and runner will stay put. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Longy. Longy, the righty hitter, hitting .353 against right-handed pitching this season. 36 hits of his 46 have come against right-handed pitching. Now, that's largely because a vast majority of the starters in this league are right-handed. Runner goes, swung on and missed, strike 3, and the bat comes out as the catcher interference will send the runner back to first. Holderbach was coming out of the crouch to make the throw, but the long follow-through by Longy on the strikeout hit Holderbach in the mask, and home plate umpire Justin Burton coming out and immediately sending the runner back to first base. So a tough break there for Justice, as he'll get a stolen base taken away. And that's 2 away now on the strikeout. 4th of the night now, 2nd of the inning here for Randall Delgado. And with 2 outs, Alfredo Gonzalez will step in with a runner at first. Gonzalez batting .310 against righties so far this season with 9 hits and 29 at-bats. Delgado, long pause. Here comes the first pitch. Just misses low, says the home plate umpire, and Burton for ball 1. We'll see if they get Justice on the move again here. It was a hit and run that was missed by Longy on the swinging strike 3. And then, of course, the batter interference, I should say, had to send the runner back. 1-0 comes home. Hit out into left field. Castro running back and will make the play just shy of the wall for out number 3. Good contact by Alfredo Gonzalez, but all for naught, as that runner will stay put at first. And Delgado, another clean sheet through the top half of the 4th. On to the bottom of the 4th we go. Halfway through tonight's game, a 7-inning game, and it's a 2-0 lead for your Gastonia Honey Hunters. Looking to add on to it when we get back here on the Honey Hunters Radio Network.
Whether you're stuck in traffic after a long day at work or working through a 10-game road trip, nothing feels as good as being home. If you're looking to enter the marketplace as a buyer or a seller, Moss Realty has a proven history of results with professionals that operate in the highest spirit of ethical conduct. Let them work for you. Call 704-865-5555 and find out how Moss Realty gets it done. 704-865-5555, Moss Realty. The Gas House Bar and Grill is the place to find a broad palette of menu items that you won't find anywhere else at Caramont Health Park. Burgers? Got it. Pulled pork nachos? Check. How about jerk chicken sandwiches? We got that too. Oh, and fried plantains? Of course we do. The Gas House Bar and Grill is a world tour for the taste buds, nightly at Caramont Health Park. We'll see you at the Gas House Bar and Grill. GSM Services helps people live better through improved comfort, health, and energy efficiency. GSM Services provides high-quality home and commercial improvement services. They offer services for heating and cooling, energy audits, duct and dryer vent cleaning, attic insulation, crawl space solutions, generators, commercial roofing, and HVAC, indoor air cleaning products, and much, much more. GSM has been taking care of their customers' comfort since 1927. This unmatched experience has led them to build reliable processes to serve you and offer guidance to help you choose the right options for your home and business comfort needs. Call 1-800-NEW-COOL or visit GSMsince1927.com to talk to someone about the comfort issues you have in your home. GSM is a proud sponsor of your Gastonia Honey Hunters. Call 1-800-NEW-COOL or visit GSMsince1927.com. Go Honey Hunters!
Back here as Walker Weichel's night is done. We talked about it. Not a guy that necessarily is going to go super far into a ball game. Normally a relief pitcher. Got a spot start here tonight. So the DH is gone now for the Dirty Birds for the remainder of this game. Halfway through it. A 7-inning game here tonight. We're in the bottom of the 4th. 2-0 in favor of Gastonia after that 2-run double by Skoll back in the 2nd. It'll be Ascanio, Castro, and Skoll. Same lineup that got the runs home back in that 2nd inning, as that will be the 3 that lead it off here against the new pitcher in Francisco Carrillo. Saw him the other night, had a couple of strikeouts in his 1 inning pitched back on Tuesday. As first pitch swinging is Ascanio. 2 hops, right to the chest of Connor Justice, and 1 pitch, 1 out for Carrillo out of the bullpen. Gets us started here in the bottom of the 4th. Carrillo, a Venezuelan-born righty, has spent since 2017 in the Venezuelan Winter Leagues. Caracas for 4 of those seasons, Aragua last year, and then up to Charleston here this season, a 4.26 ERA in 13 appearances, 12 2/3, 15 hits, 6 runs, 13 strikeouts, 5 walks. Beautiful orange hue over the left field fence right now on what has been a stormy night in Gastonia and the surrounding areas, and a vast majority of the East Coast seeing those storms here today. It has been a scorching 95-plus degrees these last couple of days. A little bit of a reprieve coming up this weekend, down into the mid-80s. Take that with a grain of salt, but of course the humidity going to be 1,000%, so we'll see how that feels. Either way, the 0-1 set to come home here. Castro up the middle. Tough play, but right to the glove of Diego Goris, who flicks it on over to first for the second out of the inning. And for the second time this weekend, Carrillo tweaking something on the second batter he has faced. That ball came right back at him, went down to try to get it. Again, he actually almost got pulled from the game the other night because of something that he tweaked on the follow-through. And now he's going to take a long walk around to get a new ball. And so we'll keep an eye on that, but quickly 2 away on just 3 pitches so far here for Carrillo in this inning. So Jake Skoll steps in, nobody on to knock home this time around unless he puts it over the fence. But a 2 RBI double on the second pitch he saw in his first at-bat. Split the right and center fielders, 1 hop the wall. Skoll got the night off last night, using the fresh legs out there to find a fastball he liked and rode it on into the gap. One-0 pitch set to come home here after Carrillo gets set. Curveball misses out and away, 2-0. Carrillo, a guy that can push it into the low to mid-90s. Then he drops it off at about 77 miles an hour on the breaking ball. Wind starting to pick up now and blow out towards the left field fence, which always spells a little bit of trouble for the pitchers. But a beautiful sky over that left field fence to take a gander at tonight. Big swing that time on the 2-0. A fastball, actually that looked like it might be a little bit of a cutter action with 89 miles an hour, possibly a splitter. Can't see it from this angle, but either way, it's a swinging strike, 2-1. Zach Jarrett due up on deck. Delgado throwing the 1-hit shutout so far here tonight. We'll see if they bring him out, and I imagine they will. Nobody's gotten up in the bullpen so far. As behind the fastball that time, 90 miles an hour, was Jake Skoll. Might have been expecting a breaking ball there on the 2-1. Instead, he got a fastball, and he was a hair late. Skoll, that interesting story in baseball. 15th overall pick by the Texas Rangers back in 2010. Played baseball, bounced around the minors for a few years. Ended up going back to play football at the University of Georgia as a defensive back. As he had his collegiate career in baseball, not eligible to play, but he could still go back and play a different sport. So he went back and played football. Why not? No, go to play for the Bulldogs for a few years. Then he came back to baseball and, of course, has found his way back now for the second straight year to Gastonia. 3-2 the count as Carrillo thought he had a walk-off strike 3, but instead it's a full count pitch. Ground ball right side. Nick Longy will take it in. A foot race to the bag, and he beats him by a half a step as Skoll was tearing down the line. But Nick Longy just able to get there ahead of Skoll for the out. And 1-2-3, go the Gastonia Honey Hunters. On into the 5th we go. It's still a 2-0 game, and Randall Delgado will come right back out and continue to try to whirl a gym here on this Thursday night. We're back after this on the Honey Hunters Radio Network. WGNC 1450 AM, 101 FM, Gastonia, Charlotte.
Folks, it's been the thrill of a lifetime to bring professional baseball back to the airwaves of Gaston County. As a lifelong supporter of Gastonia baseball, I understood at an early age how important it was to hear the game when I couldn't be at the game. And with the advent of internet streaming now, Gastonia Honey Hunters games have even more import within the community. It also provides a great opportunity to get your message out to the Gaston County community. If advertising with the Honey Hunters is something that interests you, give me a call at 704-874-1810 and inquire about advertising with the Gastonia Honey Hunters. The number again, 704-874-1810. The Honey Hunters Radio Network, your hometown team. Thank you for supporting Gastonia baseball. Folks, do you find yourself lacking confidence in public places? Would you like to earn respect among your peers and be well received socially? I've got just the answer. The Honey Hunters Team Store is your source for all the best looking t-shirts, hats, and accessories for you, your kids, and even your dog. Look good, feel good, fan better. It's always drip season at the Honey Hunters Team Store at Caramont Health Park.
On to the fifth inning we go. This 7-inning game here on this Thursday night. A beautiful sunset over the left field fence here in Gastonia on what has been a rain-marred kind of day. Start time in this game got pushed back to 7:15, and with long road trips for both these teams, a rarity. You'll probably see it maybe a handful of times this season. Well, the game goes to 7 innings. DH is out of the lineup for Charleston here this second time through the lineup. As first pitch swinging is Beltre. It skies out left side. Ascanio says he has a play on it, and he does. 1 pitch, 1 out for Delgado into his 5th inning of work. Delgado been cruising so far, just 1 hit allowed, only 1 base runner in the game. And he has looked mighty good here in just his 3rd start on the season. And it's a start that he was not expecting. Again, Marcus Walden was the one slated for tonight for Gastonia. But, of course, Walden getting the call in about the 6th inning last night that the Milwaukee Brewers wanted to bring him into the organization, and now he finds his way to the AAA Nashville Sound. So a congratulations to him and a best of luck throughout his career. 3rd pitcher to be called by a major league team this season from Gastonia. We talked about it. Gastonia went out, this front office went out this season and tried to build a staff that could win a championship. And they've done it so far. The number 1 pitching staff in the league, 3 of them have been poached out to the major leagues. Spencer Bivens, Deck McGuire, and now Marcus Walden. As Delgado misses across the shins that time on a first pitch curveball here to Diego Goris. 1 out in this top of the 5th inning here for the Charleston Dirty Birds. 2nd pitch grounded left side, well fouled the 3rd base line. 1 ball, 1 strike. Goris, a .237 hitter coming into tonight, 0 for 1 this evening with a flyout. It was an amazing play by Castro for the 2nd straight night, sliding in and making the play in left field. Rolled his wrist up and under his body, always a scary moment. Ask Ken Griffey Jr. about that one. But either way, Castro made the play, got up, and he was ready to go for the 3rd out of the inning. Fastball outside corner, and it's a called strike 2, as that had some good late movement to the outside from Randall Delgado. And now a good pitcher's count here for a pitcher that's been cruising this evening. That one comes down across the shoelaces to the right-handed hitter, and so Delgado will have to come back with another pitch. Jack Reinheimer practicing the swing out there at shortstop right now, or at least his leg kick and follow through. And for a guy that's whirling a gym right now, not too much action to be spoken of. A swinging strike 3 that time, skipped in the dirt, but Holderbach right there to scoop it, apply the tag, and quickly 2 away here in the 5th. 5th strikeout of the game. Came in with just 10 on the season and 11 innings pitched. He's halfway to that mark in this game alone. And through 4 2/3, Randall Delgado just the one hit allowed and one base runner. In fact, both teams just one hit. Gastonia, though, making it count. Ground ball left side, Reinheimer has it. And a quick 1-2-3 in the 5th for Randall Delgado, continuing to spin a gem here on this Thursday night. Back to the bottom of the 5th, and the lineup we go. 8, 9, and 1 due up for the Honey Hunters when we get back here on the Honey Hunters Radio Network.
Hey kids, have you seen it? Better yet, have you tried it? It's the new look Watson's Kids Zone at Caramont Health Park. The Watson's Kids Zone is new and improved with a slide that I've heard can give you a view of Charlotte. Allegedly. It is the best game day experience possible, and you can find it at Caramont Health Park during every Gastonia Honey Hunters game. The new Watson's Kids Zone at Caramont Health Park. Gastonia Honey Hunters fans, thank you. In the month of May, 2 attendance records were broken on back-to-back nights. On Saturday, May 21st, we eclipsed 3,000 in attendance for the first time in our history, and we owe it all to you. The Gastonia Honey Hunters are working hard to make sure you have a fantastic time at Caramont Health Park. But if you haven't been to a Honey Hunters game, what are you waiting for? With tickets that start at just $8, watching your Gastonia Honey Hunters might never be more affordable. Call 704-874-1810 and get your tickets for Gastonia Honey Hunters baseball. Want to book online? www.gohoneyhunters.com/tickets. The number again, 704-874-1810. The Gastonia Honey Hunters, thank you for supporting your hometown team. Fans, make sure that you come out for an exciting June at Caramont Health Park as your Gastonia Honey Hunters take on the best of the Atlantic League. On June 10th through 12th, the High Point Rockers make their way to Caramont Health Park. On June 14th through 16th, as well as the 21st through the 23rd, the Charleston Dirty Birds come to Caramont Health Park. The Wild Health Genomes return to Caramont Health Park from June 28th through the 30th. Get your tickets by calling 704-874-1810. The number again, 704-874-1810. 704-874-1810. Gastonia Honey Hunters Baseball, your hometown team.
Bottom of the 5th we go. Zach Jarrett, Alex Holderbach, and Reese Hampton due up. 8, 9, and 1 in the order, and facing a new pitcher in Kevin Segrist. Segrist is 6'5" lefty out of Buffalo, New York. Pitched the other night, and he's back out there on the mound to try to keep it where it is against a good hitting part of the lineup. Zach Jarrett, 252 so far this season. Struck out back in the 2nd inning, but had a 3-for-5 night yesterday evening. He takes a big rip on a fastball that time, 90 miles an hour from Kevin Segrist. 252 hitter with 36 hits, 4 doubles, 5 home runs, and 21 RBIs so far for the son of the NASCAR legend, Dale Jarrett. Quentin Torres Costa warming up in the bullpen right now for the Gastonia Honey Hunters, as Delgado did his job, a 1-hit, 5-inning performance, and has allowed them to keep the DH in the lineup. And that is, of course, Zach Jarrett, who's up at the bat right now. 1 ball, 1 strike. That one fouled back into the sweet level here. Heads up if you're up there. Guess you don't need me to tell you the ball's coming flying at your face. Always got to keep your head on a swivel when you're in the ballpark. It has turned out to be an absolutely beautiful night here in Gastonia, albeit a bit muggy. It is a gorgeous sunset right now, just about 8:40 local time. Segrist called strike 3 to the inside corner as he got Zach Jarrett looking right across the knees, and Jarrett a shake of the head, but he'll head back to the dugout here as Alex Holderbach will step into the box. Holderbach hitting .224, 15 hits, 6 doubles so far this season. But a guy that has been able to provide a good secondary catcher, and of course has played out at some first base as well, and has even DH'd in a game or two. Guy that we've talked about before. You give him enough at-bats, he's going to be a consistent threat for you. 3 seasons in the minors. The last 3 seasons, in fact, in minor league baseball. 183 games played with 142 hits. 16th round pick by Houston out of Eastern Kentucky back in 2018. Was a career 315 plus hitter for the Colonels of Eastern Kentucky. That one misses high and away to the Fairfield, Ohio native. Got as high as the AA ranks did Holderbach. So if indeed we do see Delgado's night come to an end on the mound, he did exactly what Goose Gatso wanted him to do and a whole lot more. 1 hit through 5 innings and no runs allowed for Randall Delgado in just his 3rd start of the season. Got to keep the DH in order as well, and they'll hand it off to the bullpen here to try to shut it down over the final 2 at-bats for the Dirty Birds here tonight. The 3-0 from Segrist into Holderbach, misses outside and upstairs, ball 4, so with 1 out, there'll be a base runner here for just the 2nd time in the last 3 at-bats for the Honey Hunters. Back to the top of the order we go with Reese Hampton as he will step up and switch sides of the plate here for this at-bat. Another one of the many switch hitters in the lineup for the Gastonia Honey Hunters. Started the game through his first 2 plate appearances on the right side, 0 for 2 so far after a 4 for 5 night last night. 2 RBIs, 3 runs scored for the Charlotte native. Went right down the road, stayed in Charlotte, played at UNC Charlotte with his teammate in Zach Jarrett, 212 hits through 171 games as a 49er. Drafted by the Tigers in the 12th round in 2018. Played 46 games here in Gastonia a season ago, had 50 hits with 10 home runs, 5 doubles, and 3 triples. First pitch swinging, fouls it back, 0-1. Segrist set for pitch number 2. That ball roped out into right center, but able to track underneath it's the center fielder in Nick Heath for out number 2. Good contact, but unfortunately a little bit too much at the fielder, and there's 2 away. That brings up Jack Reinheimer, the shortstop. 58 hits, nothing so far here tonight, 0 for 2, but has put the ball in play both times, each one harder than the last. Flew out his last time up in the 3rd inning, out to the left fielder. Holderbach leads from first. That one skips in the dirt, good block by Alfredo Gonzalez, and it kicks out in front, time is called, and a new baseball will head out its way to Kevin Segrist on the mound. Right now, the lone difference in the ball game in this 2-0 game here into the bottom of the 5th is the Jake Skoll 2-run double back in the 2nd inning. That is the lone offense really for either side. Just 2 hits to speak, just the 1 hit to speak of for either team. Ground ball left side, trying to change that. What a dive, trying to shovel it on into second base. A heck of a stop by Scott Burcham down the left field line. I don't know how he got the leather to that one. Tried to get it out at second base for Holderbach. Instead, it skips in, and I imagine that's going to be an infield single. That would have been an unbelievable play by Burcham to try to get an out on it. Already an unbelievable play to even get a glove to it, and he's a little slow getting up. Might have forgot the cup here tonight. So we'll give him a second to walk it off. Either way, 1st and 2nd with 2 outs. Reinheimer with his first hit of the night there on the infield single. 2nd hit on the evening so far here for Gastonia. And that'll bring up Joseph Rosa, who will flip sides of the plate as well. Nothing for nothing through his first 2 plate appearances, each one resulting in a walk. As he'll step up looking for something he can finally try to put into a gap somewhere. Looking to ice this game here in the 5th. Now we'll come in for a called strike 1 to the inside corner. 0-1 to Rosa. .330 batting average. It'll remain that way. He still has 59 hits, one shy of 60, and holding on to the league lead right now. Leads the team with 43 RBIs, including one last night. Looking for number 44 and 45 if you can find a gap with the speed of Reinheimer on first. Slide piece across the zone that time. Back-to-back breaking balls here, or I should say back-to-back off-speed pitches from Segrist, and it's 0-2 now to Rosa. Rosa just 40 strikeouts and 180 at-bats this season, but he swings and misses on the fastball there, and the two base runners with two outs will not come to fruition for the Honey Hunters as Segrist blows one by Rosa. And that'll do it for the fifth. We are on to the sixth inning. Final two cracks of the bat for the Charleston Dirty Birds when we get back here on the Honey Hunters Radio Network. Don't go anywhere. We're back right after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, as a public service, here's a little vocabulary lesson for all the parents out there. The word is drip. It means cool, trendy, or hip. Where do Honey Hunters fans find their drip? Your fashion destination in the gas house is at the Honey Hunters team store at Caramount Health Park. Put some swag in your bag at the Honey Hunters team store. Hashtag drip season. Seriously, I have no idea what drip season means. Find out where your Honey Hunters are playing all season long at www.gohoneyhunters.com. Ticket information, www.gohoneyhunters.com. If you're looking for the latest game day fashion or wanting to bring a group to Caramount Health Park, gohoneyhunters.com. Your online home for the Gastonia Honey Hunters is gohoneyhunters.com. That's www.gohoneyhunters.com. Don't miss out on all the action at Caramount Health Park this summer. Get your tickets for every Honey Hunters home game by calling 704-874-1810 or log on to www.gohoneyhunters.com/tickets to reserve your spot this season. That number again, 704-874-1810. Gastonia Honey Hunters Baseball, 704-874-1810.
Honey Hunters fans here at Caramount Health Park getting treated to a 2-0 game right now as they lead and looking for the series win with their second consecutive victory against Charleston, West Virginia here tonight. They're also getting treated to a gorgeous sky over the left field fence, a little bit of picturesque view here inside the gas house on this Thursday night. Good crowd on hand despite the hour delay. Just a 7-inning game here tonight, and through 5 at-bats, Randall Delgado's night comes to an end, but he did exactly what he needed to do on the mound. 5 innings pitched, 1 hit allowed, no earned runs, no walks, and 5 strikeouts. That is a heck of a stat line if you are a starting pitcher, that is for sure. As they'll go to the bullpen for the final 2 at-bats for Charleston, they'll switch it up with a lefty here in Quentin Torres-Costa. As a pinch hitter coming in the what used to be DH spot, but Zach Cohn having to leave the game after pulling the starting pitcher after 3 innings. And so Scott Kelly, the perennial ALPB guy, will step in for his first at-bat here tonight. A guy that has come in on a pinch hit role, but he is a role player indeed. He steps in, does his job. Came in last night, got a base hit, made a couple of good defensive plays, including a throw from the left field corner that got a speedy Jack Reinheimer on a play that even fooled me. I thought Reinheimer was going to score standing up. Instead, the relay with he and Justice made it count. First pitch from Torres-Costa, trying to square around. He pulled back in time. Doesn't matter. A called strike by Justin Burton behind the plate, 0-1. Torres-Costa, 35th round pick by Milwaukee in 2015 out of the University of Hawaii, Manoa. Spent last year in AAA Nashville. 3-1 record and 35 innings pitched with 50 strikeouts. So 1-1 count after the second one misses. He was 23-12 overall in 183 games pitched, 257 innings. He threw 336 strikeouts in just over 250 innings. And in case you're wondering, that's a heck of a stat line. 2-1 the count here. Torres Costa came in. He did not come in a couple of nights ago. Hasn't pitched since this past weekend here at home against High Point. Quickly 3-1 though, as he tried to get that one across the zone, but it elevated a bit on him. Torres Costa, a lefty pitcher, but has that kind of three-quarters sidearm delivery. Always a tough one to pick up as an eye angle, especially since he has the old Dontrell Willis high leg kick, turn of the back, but ball four there to Scott Kelly, so a leadoff base runner will bring the tying run to the plate here in the sixth. As Angel Garced will step up, a 189 hitter, 10 for 53 so far this season. I should say 10 for 54 after a bounce out in his first plate appearance tonight. But once again, Scott Kelly doing his job, earning the leadoff walk, and he'll be on base here, looking for their first run of the game. Just the second base runner of the night so far for Charleston. He will lead from first. Pitch comes, looking to bunt him over here is Garced, but instead he'll pull back in time. Ball got away from Torres Costa. He's stayed up a lot here on the follow-through, and the ball has followed suit. 5 straight balls here from Torres Costa after a first pitch strike to the leadoff hitter in Scott Kelly. A little slide step. Not a good bunt attempt, though, by Garced. Head of the bat a little bit too far angled down, and it lines back into the screen for strike one. Somewhere, there is a Little League coach shaking his head after the bunt attempt goes awry. One of those things they always tell you, keep the bat head pointed up. That way, if it does hit it, and at least it'll go straight down. And a timeout called here by Garced as Torres Costa taking a little bit too long to take a look at Scott Kelly and bring the pitch home. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. Runner at first base here in the top of the 6th. A 2-0 game in favor of the Gastonia Honey Hunters, looking for the series win for the second straight week against Charleston. Another square here is another foul ball back into the screen, 1-2. So back-to-back tough bunt attempts that time as Sam Bordner getting loosened up in the bullpen for the Honey Hunters. Possible save opportunity coming his way, depending on what happens throughout the rest of this inning for both sides at the plate. So Garced going to have to choke up and take a hack at it here with 2 strikes. Torres Costa looking to bounce back from a leadoff walk. Deep breath as he brings the pitch home. Slider across the shoes and out of the way. Not chasing on that one was Garced. And that's a tough one as a righty to hold back on. It starts out over the plate and quickly dives in and down on your shins. But he read it well out of the hand. It's a high leg kick for Torres Costa, so if you can get a good jump on it, you might have a chance to steal second. He steps off there and fakes a check on the runner, diving back safely to Scott Kelly. But with Holderbach behind the plate, he does have a cannon. Got to be careful if it's a fastball. So a bigger lead this time here for Kelly. Torres Costa stares him down, and now he'll check over as just plays catch with Tapia there. A good move, but no tag applied as Kelly back in safely, easily. Kelly doing exactly what he was asked to do. Earned a walk. Now he stands on first, and he's trying to get in the head of Torres Costa and making him think about it here. Still nobody out, a 2-2 count to Angel Garced, who's still in the batter's box, but Torres Costa preoccupied right now here with Kelly at first. And another check. Kelly nodding his head at his first base coach, as he should. Scott Kelly, funny enough, listed as the hitting coach for this team. As now the pitch comes home, swung on and missed strike three as he blows the fastball by Garced as he finally brings it home. 91 miles an hour there for Costa, and a good back bounce pitch and out by Torres Costa there. First out of the inning is a strikeout, and back to the top of the order we go to Nick Heath. Lefty on lefty here at the top of the lineup now with Torres Costa on the mound. Again, Delgado, 5 innings pitched, 1 hit, no walks, no earned runs, and 5 strikeouts to start the game for Gastonia. Tying run at the plate, though, in the form of Nick Heath. Sidearm pitch, tough one to pick up, and it's across the zone and a swinging strike one. That one just slid straight across at 86 miles an hour, diving out and away from the left-handed hitter. So Heath will step about a half step in closer to the plate here, trying to cover as much of that outside as he can, as Holderbach will set up outside that way. Another one right there at the knees, just missed, but that is a good spot to miss if you're Torres Costa. And interesting to see Heath lay off that one. Heath picked up the other day, on Tuesday that is, by Charleston, as he started the year out in Reno as a part of the Arizona Diamondbacks organization in AAA. Called strike two to the left-handed hitter, as Nick Heath not a fan of the call. Either way, it's a 1-2 count. He's got to choke up and protect. With one out and Scott Kelly still dancing off of first. Deep breath from Torres Costa here on another 2-strike pitch. That one in the dirt, good pick by Holderbach there as he came up out of his crouch, saw it. That fact that it was going to stop short of the plate, and so he was already out of his crouch, picked it, and he was already in his throwing position. So Scott Kelly heeding the advice of his first base coach and hitter and telling him not to go. Two count here as Torres Costa comes set. Swung on and foul tipped into the glove, strike three. And the hat trick of strikeouts for Nick Heath here tonight, as he's 1 for 10 now in the series. And it's 2 away. Back-to-back strikeouts via the fastball for Torres Costa. And that'll leave it up to Connor Justice now. The lone hit on the game so far for Charleston. A sing-eye single to the left side his last time up. Again, just one of 2 base runners on the night for Charleston is Connor Justice. The other one standing on first base right now in the form of Scott Kelly. Waiting on deck, Nick Longy. And not a guy you want to see late in a ball game with runners in scoring position. We saw what happened the other night. Swung on and missed on the first pitch, out and away, 81 miles an hour on a circle change that time. Justice queued up on the fastball. But a good change of speeds by Torres Costa gets him out in front for strike one. Torres Costa, you losing a little bit of not as preoccupied, I should say, with the runner at first. As, again, don't want to give away outs. Another one foul tipped and swung on and missed. Same exact pitch, same exact spot, and the same result, 0-2. Looking to strike out the side with this next pitch is Torres Costa. Reinheimer shading a little bit closer to second base where the ball got by him in the last at-bat for Connor Justice. A .301 hitter so far this season with 34 hits, now 35 after his one tonight. They go back outside with the circle change, riding him a little bit farther outside that time, and Justice able to hold back a swing, keep the bat on his shoulders, and he'll stay alive for one more pitch. Top 6 of a 7-inning game in a 2-0 lead right now for Gastonia. Trying to hold on to that is Torres Costa. Runner at first base, 2 outs. The 1-2. Another one low and able to hold back in time as Connor Justice thought about offering at it, but realized it was going to dip out of the zone on him, so he let it go. Take a look around the league here in just a couple of moments as we'll head into the bottom of the 6th and get you updated on what's going on around the league, and of course take an eye at that High Point game underway right now. Of course, they had to deal with some weather as well. All this stuff that rolled through here earlier was rolling out that direction. Charleston will host High Point coming up this weekend. 2 strikes, swung on and missed. Strike 3 as he blows it by him again. 3 straight strikeouts on the fastball for Torres Costa. And the leadoff base runner will stay where he was put, and that's at first base. It's a 2-0 game. On to the bottom of the 6th we go as Gastonia looking for some insurance when we get back here on the Honey Hunters Radio Network, WGNC 1450 AM, 101 FM. We're back after this.
What could be better this summer than a Honey Hunters baseball season? The crack of the bat, the pop of the mitt, the smell of fresh cut. Hey guys, stop. We have turf here at the ballpark. Let's try this again. The smell of fresh cut. Domino's Pizza. Sold nightly here at Caramont Health Park. The Gastonia Honey Hunters and Domino's Pizza. A winning combination.
Being first, the beginning of the line. So many people work so hard to be number 1. But at Caramont Health, you don't have to struggle to be first. We prioritize you. Our award-winning teams use advanced treatments to serve you. We deliver the compassion and quality you deserve, always growing, building, and innovating for your care, your health, your life. Caramont Health. Care first.
If coming to a Honey Hunters game is good, then coming to a game as a group is better. If you're a school, church, or civic organization looking for a great time together, call 704-874-1810 and ask about a group package. The number again is 704-874-1810. Ask about our picnic options that include hot dogs, sliders, and pulled pork. 704-874-1810. Honey Hunters Baseball. Better with friends.
On we go into the bottom of the 6th as Gastonia looking for a little insurance. They're up 2-0 here in the bottom of the 6th of a 7-inning game. Tyler Wilson, the 13th round pick by the Red Sox back in 2008 out of high school, will come on to pitch. In 20 appearances so far this season, he's got 8 saves and a 0 ERA. Has allowed just 6 hits and has struck out 23 while walking just 5. Came on the other night, did Wilson, and got the save in that 2-run win for Charleston. And he is tasked with coming out here tonight and just keeping it where it is to try to get his bats back up. It'll be Nick Longy, Alfredo Gonzalez, and Engel Beltre coming up in the top of the 7th as the last effort for this Charleston team here on this Thursday night series finale. Start time was pushed back an hour, and so they decided to make it a 7-inning game here this evening. Just past 9 o'clock local time. Sun is officially almost down as the breeze picking up and blowing out to the left field fence. Emmanuel Tapia will be the first one to greet Tyler Wilson as they take their spot on the mound and in the batter's box respectively. Wilson will look in for the sign, and we're ready to go here in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch comes in, a big pitch on a swinging strike, 90 miles an hour by Tyler Wilson. A 0 ERA, like I said, in 20 appearances so far this season, 8 saves. In 19 innings pitched, he has 23 strikeouts, so a guy who's got some seriously loud stuff. The 0-1. Ooh, almost undoes the belt of Tapia that time as he scoots out of the way. Tapia, another returning Honey Hunter from 2021, played in 99 games last year, hit 284, slugged 525. with 74 hits, 12 doubles, and 17 home runs. Big rip on that one, and he's down 1-2. On deck, Raider Ascanio, and due up after that, Luis Castro. Just 2 hits, but 2 big-time runs for Skoll so far here tonight, as Gastonia leads 2-0 in this bottom of the 6th inning. Just the 1 hit still for the Charleston Dirty Birds. That coming back in the 4th on a seeing-eye single by Connor Justice. They've had just 2 base runners tonight. 2-2 from Wilson. Curveball hung up, and Tapia made his mind up to swing, and he swings and misses for strike 3. And that's a hat trick of strikeouts for Emmanuel Tapia tonight. 24th strikeout on the year for number 24, Tyler Wilson. As now Raider Ascanio will step into the box with 1 away. Ascanio hitting .265. We talked about it. His batting average up over 50 points coming into this month of June. 18 hits to speak of so far in the month, as 18 of his 26 hits have come this month alone, and we are only at the 16th of the month. If you do the math on that, that's pretty darn good. The 0-1 comes in, outside corner, strike 2. And Tyler Wilson, no stranger to what he does. He goes out there, kicks, deals, and throws a whole lot of strikes. Looking for back-to-back Ks here to start his night. Got a 1-2-3 to get the save the other evening on Tuesday. A strikeout, a pop-out, and a fly-out were the 3 results in those 3 hitters he faced. Misses outside for ball 1 here. Ooh, up around the head there is a little early release on the curveball, and Ascanio a look back at his dugout. Again, whether that ball's coming 95 miles an hour or 70 miles an hour, if it's coming at your head, it's never a good thing. Seven doubles, 14 RBIs so far for Ascanio, and that one just missed outside. Ascanio thought it might have been a strike. It was not called, and it's a full count. Waiting on deck, Luis Castro. Added insurance in a big way last night. Hit an absolute moonshot over the left field fence in the bottom of the 8th inning. That one misses outside, ball 4, and Ascanio will take his base after earning the walk. Fell behind 0-2 and walked his way on with a 1-out base runner. So Luis Castro will step in. 1 out in the inning, runner at first base. An important insurance run out there. As Sam Bordner, the one warming up down in the bullpen, he looks like he will come on and try to get the save opportunity. Bordner with 2 saves so far this season. But one caveat to that, he's 2 of 5 in save opportunities. So Luis Castro digs in. Curveball up around the head. Curveball not working for Tyler Wilson tonight, especially to the right-handed hitter. I mean, maybe it is if the idea is to brush somebody back off the plate. Ascanio will lead from first. Ascanio's got 3 stolen bases this season. It was a hit and run last night with Reese Hampton that he came around to score on. As that one comes into the outside corner. And now that curveball inside looks more like a setup pitch than anything else, as he broke one off on the first pitch and then came right back to the outside corner with the heater for the called strike 1 on the outside black. And a guy in Castro that is a free swinger early in the count just missed to the inside. Alfredo Gonzalez, a shake of the head, thought he had a good framed curveball in and on the hips. Justin Burton explaining where that one missed to Billy Horn, the skipper for the Charleston Dirty Birds. Castro, runner goes, no throw as That's the third time tonight a runner has gone and the ball's kicked out of the glove of Alfredo Gonzalez. And so now a runner in scoring position and one away. Timeout is called as Wilson will call out his catcher. Home plate umpire comes right out with him. Castro going to go back and have a conversation with Jake Skoll. And so they'll get a new baseball and mount conversation, a quick one. Three and one the count to Luis Castro. 273 hitter. Another guy that's seen his average start to climb. 16 RBIs. A 2-run shot last night. Just needs a base hit here for an important insurance run. Either way, Jake Skoll waiting on deck. The 3-1 to Castro. Ground ball left side. Backhanded there. Thrown across the diamond by Justice, and it's way wide. Would have taken a perfect throw to get Castro. Longy doing a good job coming well off the base to make the play and avoid the throwing error. And that'll make it first and second now. Same exact scenario as when Jake Skoll hit the 2-run double all the way back in the second inning.
Center fielder, Jake Skoll.
Infield single that time, like I say, would have been a very tough play across his body in the hole for Connor Justice. Very rarely you're going to see a shortstop make that play. Curveball, first pitch. This one works for Tyler Wilson. Third hit of the game for the Honey Hunters. It's first and second, one out here, bottom of the sixth, trying for some insurance as Skoll into the box, an 0-1 count against him. But he has the lone hit that has been the difference so far in the game, the 2-run double back in the second inning. Curveball again from Skoll, able to hold back. Did he? No, he did not, as they'll check down to Gary Keller at second base. And Gary Keller, a guy that you got to blatantly swing when you're when he's at first base. So at second, I imagine not going to be the call, and indeed it is not. One and one the count. Curveball lined on the right field line. Heads up down there as that one came screaming across where that netting is. But out in front, third straight breaking ball that time by Tyler Wilson. Not trying to give Skoll any sort of fastball to try to get ahead of the bat to. And with a win here tonight, it would be a 5-game advantage in the South Division as High Point falling 2-0 against the Long Island Ducks. So a big spot here as Jake Skoll set to go. 2-2 the count. That one missed out and away, but once again, that one the lone fastball of the count so far and well wide. That might just be trying to catch Skoll's eye and set him up for another breaking ball down and in. Now, down and in is not where you want to miss to Jake Skoll, but if you can break one off and try to get him out in front, not a bad idea. Sam Bordner set to go down there in the bullpen for the ninth inning. Or I should say, excuse me, the seventh inning. My apologies. Oh, and a balk is called on Wilson as Wilson did not come set as he came ball to glove. And, you know, I was noticing that when he was in his windup. Doesn't matter when anybody's not on base, but he did not come set, and that will advance both runners into scoring position. So now a simple ground ball would score the third run of the game. So if you're Jake Skoll, your mentality changes. Second and third, one out. And that actually, now that I think about it, might just be the second balk that I have seen called all season long. Not a thing that happens very often in professional baseball. Fastball upstairs, and it's a full count. And in danger of loading the bases for Zach Jarrett here is Tyler Wilson. Not the Tyler Wilson we saw the other night. And sometimes, you know, as a closer, especially a guy that has seen so much success, you come out, but you need that pressure. And he's come into a lot of save opportunities. not tonight, and sometimes that goes against you. Sometimes you think, well, he's going out there just trying to keep it where it is. That might be more pressure than a save opportunity sometimes. Fastball there, swung on and foul tipped back into the screen by Skoll. He'll stay alive for another 3-2. Baseball is an interesting sport, folks. It is a very mental game, that is for sure. And each scenario changes night in and night out. 20th pitch on that one there by Tyler Wilson, still just one out in the inning. And another 3-2 coming home with runners at second and third here for the Honey Hunters. 3-2 swung on and missed, strike three, check throw down to third, and they got him. The secondary lead by Ascanio way too big. Alfredo Gonzalez, a snap throw. And a base running error there by Ascanio will end the inning, and it'll stay a 2-0 game. On to the final at-bat. Sam Bordner will come on to try to shut things down here for the Honey Hunters when we get back on the Honey Hunters Radio Network, WGNC, 1450 AM, 101 FM, trying to close it out when we get back and move to 5 games up in the South Division on the other side of the break.
What could be better this summer than a Honey Hunters baseball season? The crack of the bat, the pop of the mitt, the smell of fresh cut. Hey guys, stop. We have turf here at the ballpark. Let's try this again. The smell of fresh cut. Domino's Pizza. Sold nightly here at Caramont Health Park. The Gastonia Honey Hunters and Domino's Pizza. A winning combination.
Being first, the beginning of the line. So many people work so hard to be number one. But at Caramont Health, you don't have to struggle to be first. We prioritize you. Our award-winning teams use advanced treatments to serve you. We deliver the compassion and quality you deserve, always growing, building, and innovating for your care, your health, your life. Caramont Health. Care first.
If coming to a Honey Hunters game is good, then coming to a game as a group is better. If you're a school, church, or civic organization looking for a great time together, call 704-874-1810 and ask about a group package. The number again is 704-874-1810. Ask about our picnic options that include hot dogs, sliders, and pulled pork. 704-874-1810. Honey Hunters Baseball. Better with friends.
Final at-bats in regulation innings tonight at least. We'll see if Charleston can come up with a pair of runs in this top half of the 7th inning to extend us into quote-unquote extra innings here tonight. Again, just a 7-inning game being played after an hour late start. It's a 2-0 game. Threatening were the Gastonia Honey Hunters in the bottom of the 6th, but a good defensive play after a strikeout on Jake Skoll. A snap throw by Alfredo Gonzalez ended up picking off Ascanio. It was a balk that got him just 90 feet away, and a ground ball would have given an important insurance run, but it's a 2-0 lead, and in fact, it's Jesus Balaguer that will step in. Sorry about that, but Balaguer steps in 9 of 10 in save opportunities this season. Now, that being said, back on Tuesday, he came in a tie game in the top of the 9th, and with 2 outs, it was this man who leads off, Nick Longi, that came up with a 2-run single that gave them a 6-4 advantage, and of course, ultimately a 6-4 win, but he will step up with nobody on base, and that right now is exactly the way you want to pitch to Nick Longi. Is no one able to score except maybe him. He's a guy that can put a ball out of here in a hurry. But Balaguer looking to come and slam the door shut and move to 5 games up in the South Division with just 17 games to be played after tonight. Longi digs in. First pitch set to come home here from Balaguer. A high heater is missed upstairs, 92 miles an hour. Michael Gunn, the lefty, warming up down to the bullpen right now, so in case they need him, he'll get loose, possibly just loosening up maybe for the start tomorrow night. As for that pitch swung on and foul tip to the right side. Coming on is Emmanuel Tapia, but plenty of backspin on that one by Longi, and it's out of play. Longy, we talked about, a 30th round pick by the Red Sox back in 2013. Spent last year in AAA for Colorado. 219 at-bats, had 53 hits, 242 overall with 26 RBIs, so a heck of a year at AAA. Was waived before the season started, ended up in Charleston here, and is putting together a heck of a season for the Dirty Birds. 326 coming into tonight, with 46 hits as he swings and foul tips that one back in on an 83-mile-an-hour breaking ball. And it's 1-2. On deck, Alfredo Gonzalez and then Angel Beltre. Gastonia will head on the road to Lexington tomorrow night. Brian Rushing will have the call for you. Swung on and missed, strike three. 94 on the gun, and he blows it by Nick Longy for the first out of what could be the final frame. That is a power pitch on a power swing, and Balaguer getting the best of that joust as he blows it right by, and the flamethrower gets it for strikeout number one on the night, and more importantly, a big out here in the top of the seventh inning. 4 straight strikeouts now for Charleston Dirty Bird hitters, dating back into last inning for Torres Costa. Came out through 1 inning, struck out the side. That followed what was a heck of a start by Delgado, a 1-hit shutout through 5 with 5 strikeouts, no walks. And looking to keep it as a 1-hit shutout here in 7 innings is Jesus Balaguer as he gets a swing and a foul tip by Alfredo Gonzalez here to start out the at-bat to the catcher. 0 for 2 tonight, 283 coming into the evening with 15 hits. He's trying to get the inning going and bring the tying run to the plate if he can get his way on somehow. Balaguer set, looking for his 10th save on the season. Curveball misses out and away, 78 miles an hour. And that is a beautiful curveball that Balaguer has. It has a ton of 12-6 movement on it. Just dies away from the right-handed hitters and dies out of the zone on any hitter. Albeit starting navel to chest high. 1-1, Balaguer kicks and deals outside on a high fastball, 2-1. 93 on the gun, but upstairs and outside. Alfredo Gonzalez saw some major league time with the Chicago White Sox a few years back. Undrafted free agent by the Houston Astros, ended up finding his way to the major leagues with the Chicago White Sox in 2018 as he swings out in front of a pitch there. Played the last 3 seasons down in Venezuela before making his way back up to the States here for 2022. Two balls, 2 strikes here to the Charleston backstop. Balaguer gets him to pop it up behind us, and it keeps on sailing out of play. We'll redo the 2-2 count. Holderbach quickly out of the crouch, thinking he might have a play on it, but a ton of backspin there by Alfredo Gonzalez. Angel Beltre stands on deck. Get a new ball out to Balaguer as Gonzalez steps his way back into the box. Another 2-2 pitch here from Balaguer, looking for a 2-up, 2-down scenario and trying to send Charleston down to their final out. But a timeout is called by Gonzalez. Balaguer cycling through the signs with Holderbach and taking a little bit too much time for the right-handed hitter. Balaguer kicks and deals. Another one fouled back, and Gonzalez showing a good fight here. 10th pitch of the inning so far here by Balaguer. 2.61 ERA for the big righty. Cuban-born right-hander. Last 5 seasons all in independent baseball. Was in the Frontier League last season. Has a career sub-4 ERA. as he gets another swing and miss, that time 85, as he breaks off a slider across the zone, and it's 2 away via the strikeout. And down to their final out tonight go the Charleston Dirty Birds.
Left fielder, Randall Delgado.
Balaguer will turn around and direct his defense on where they should shift to as Engo Beltre steps into the box. Last chance here for the Charleston Dirty Birds in this top of the 7th. And it's a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Balaguer is dialed in tonight. Looking for save number 10 and 11 opportunities this season if he can get the third out. The 0-1 kicks and deals, and it's fouled back and down to the final strike. Go the Dirty Birds here on this Thursday night as Balaguer looks to wrap up the series with 2 wins here tonight. And trying to complete the one-hit shutout for the Gastonia Honey Hunters. Here comes the pitch. Just misses upstairs and outside. No try at it there by Beltre, a seasoned veteran in professional baseball, so going to take a little bit more to chase than that. 95, though, fastest pitch of the night for either team, as Balaguer trying to paint the outside black with it. We'll do it again here on another 2-strike pitch. Curveball. Strike 3 called as he breaks one in backdoor, and that'll seal it. A one-hit shutout tonight from a beautifully pitched game for the Gastonia Honey Hunters. The biggest hit of the game back in the 2nd inning, a 2-run double by Jake Skoll, and a 2-0 final. Here is the score, and Gastonia takes the series against the Charleston Dirty Birds for the 2nd straight week as they make it 2 in a row. And 10 of their last 12. They also gained one more game in the South Division as they now lead by 5 over High Point, as they will head on the road to Lexington this weekend with a game tomorrow night, 6 o'clock pregame set coming your way for the Honey Hunters Radio Network, as Brian Rushing will be on the call for you. We'll take a break. When we get back, we'll wrap things up here from inside the ballpark and head you on here on this thirsty Thursday night. Gastonia, 2-0 win, and they're on in for their 34th win of the season, up by 5 in the standings in the South Division, and they are rolling right now, folks. We're back after this on the Honey Hunters Radio Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, as a public service, here's a little vocabulary lesson for all the parents out there. The word is drip. Means cool, trendy, or hip. Where do Honey Hunters fans find their drip? Your fashion destination in the Gas House is at the Honey Hunters team store at Paramount Health Park. Put some swag in your bag at the Honey Hunters team store. Hashtag drip season. Seriously, I have no idea what drip season means. Find out where your Honey Hunters are playing all season long at www.gohoneyhunters.com.